Okay.
Cardinals rule.
San Dimas High School rules. All right. So.
Sorry.
All right. So right here we have common denominators. Okay, so here's the thing. There's always more simpler, shorter ways. The simpler does not mean it's easy. It means that things can be done shorter, but consistency is the key. So if I'm going to attack all these problems, staying consistent to the rules that I taught you whenever we did these, okay? And so the first thing that we had to do is we had to say, does it have a common denominator, or do we need to get one? All right, and this one already has one, so the very first step says, combine the expression. Write it as one expression. All right, and so there we go. Now, what do we have in the denominator? So it's a what? Somebody say quadrilateral? Quadratic. It's a quadratic, okay? So now, is the value of a 1 or greater than 1? It is 1. So therefore, all I got to do is ask the question, what multiplies to give me negative 24 and adds to give me 5? Five and 4 do not make 24. Negative 3 and 8 work for the top. Negative 3 and 8 work for the bottom. Okay? And so now, we plug this into our original. Okay, so we have v squared minus 3v plus 8v minus 24. Even number of terms, we group them. What's the common denominator or the common factor in the first one? What's the common denominator in the second one? So what are my factors? And don't they see it? You see what's happening here? So I bring down my original, v plus 8 over v plus 8 times v minus 3, and I can simplify. What's the simplified version?
1 over v minus 3.
Good. So now let's talk about what we've been doing for the past couple of days in graphs. If I looked at this equation right, or this expression right here, what does this tell me? What I've done right there.
Horizontal asymptote and the vertical asymptote?
We deal with some asymptotes, but the vertical, the horizontal comes from the original problem, right? Horizontal comes from the original problem. So let's not talk about horizontal, so we're going to talk about the vertical stuff. So vertical comes from what's going to make a 0 in the denominator?
Oh, a negative 3. Or a positive 3.
Positive 3 is going to be my vertical asymptote. But what happened here at negative 8? It canceled, so that's going to be a whole. So you see how it all kind of works together. And the reason why, when we did this, I said, hey, leave it in the factored form, right? Leave it in the factored form, because if you don't leave it in the factored form, it's harder on the graphs. Do you see the reason now? I know some of you are like, I don't get it. But those of you that stayed with me through all of it, can you see the connection between what we did there?
Yes.
Beautiful.